Hello and welcome to the tutorial on how to create a student group presentation using VoiceThread. So the first thing you want to do is go to your mail account, and that would be mail.umn.edu. Again, I'll type that in here, mail.umn.edu. So I logged into my mail. This is one way to get there. And once you're into your mail, you can go over here on the right. I'll zoom in a little bit here. You can go into the right here and click on this grid icon and choose Google Drive. Now Google Drive is like a hard drive in the cloud, and I've already got one tab of it open here. And with this hard drive in the cloud, you have applications tied to that Google Drive account. So all students and faculty and staff have Google Drive and Google Apps for Education. So when you go to your Google Drive account, you can click on this Create button, and here is the presentation tool. So you want to select that. Now Google Presentation acts a lot like a PowerPoint presentation, and I'm just going to choose a simple theme here. Now I've already created a presentation, and that is here, or just a short demo one. But I've added a background color, and I've added a title here, and I've added other slides just for demonstration purposes. But a couple things: the leader of the group should be the one that initially creates the presentation. You don't need all the students, every single one, creating a presentation, because that won't work in a group setting. So the leader of the group should create the Google presentation, title it, and to title you just click on the title here. It would say untitled, and then you just title it and hit OK. And then the next thing you want to do, the leader would hit the share button and share it with the other peers that are in the group. So I will share this with, let me see, Jay. I'll share it with Jay here. So I'm the owner, and I could change that. I could set Christiana as owner if I wanted to, but I'm not going to talk about that much. Anyway, so Christiana, Paul, and soon Jay. I'll send Jay an email telling him that he has editing rights to this document. Okay, now I'll edit this Google presentation. If I want to change the privacy settings to this document, I can do that. I can hit change, and I can choose one of these settings. Eventually you might want to choose anyone with the link and view. That's one of the more popular ones. But if you wanted to narrow down on the privacy, you can keep it to just specific people, or just University of Minnesota folks, or people at the University of Minnesota with the link to the document. So I just got to make sure that Christiana, Paul, and Jay can all edit. If they can only comment on it, they can only leave review comments and view access. They can only view the presentation. So everyone needs to have can edit privileges to this presentation. So I'm going to hit done. And let's say my group, we've all worked on it. It's been maybe a week has passed. We've all worked on it. We're done working with the presentation. Again, I'm the leader of the group, so now it's my job again to now download this presentation, and then we're going to upload it to VoiceThread. So I'm going to choose File, Download as PDF, and I will save this file. And the reason I choose PDF is because VoiceThread loves PDF. You won't have really any problems uploading a PDF document to VoiceThread. VoiceThread can upload many other types of files, like an image, a video, an audio file, a PowerPoint file. But one note on PowerPoint files is that if you had embedded links in the presentation, the PowerPoint file will not upload to VoiceThread. You will receive an error message. On a PDF, you can have embedded links embedded in the PDF, and that will still process in VoiceThread. The links won't work, but you can still embed the text, the hyperlink text in the PDF, and the VoiceThread will still process the PDF. Okay, so now I'm done with my presentation. I can now go to my course, and in my course I should see an option that says VoiceThread My Voice. Now this link here, if I click on that, will take me to my individual VoiceThread account. And if you haven't signed up for VoiceThread yet, you'll receive a message to activate your VoiceThread account. You want to say yes, and then run through the motions of creating that. And it's usually just one or two clicks of a button to get started. But then again, I clicked on that link and it brought me to VoiceThread My Voice. And My Voice really just shows all my voice threads that I've created. But what I want to do, I want to just go right to the Create tab. And this is where you create the voice thread. So the first thing here, I want to upload from my computer. So I want to choose the PDF that I created. So I'll find my PDF and upload it. And since it's a PDF, it should process without any problems. Sometimes it takes a little bit, but there it is. What you can do, you can move these slides around if you want by selecting it and moving it. You can upload another PDF and add to this, and so on and so forth. So you can do a lot of things with uploading things to VoiceThread. The next thing I want to do, I'll title this and I'll call it Group A Presentation. Okay. I save that. I have a name to that. The next thing I need to do, or I don't need to do it now, because since I'm the leader and it's my job to create the VoiceThread, I don't really need to go and comment on my section of the VoiceThread yet. I can do that later. But while I'm showing you VoiceThread, I'll just show how to comment on VoiceThread. Before I comment though, I want to go to the playback options, and I'll bring that up here. You can't see it yet, but the playback options here, I want to make sure that I don't want to play this when it starts, and I want to hide the final share slide. Now I'm not going to talk about this option, but when I deselect Start Playing when opened, the VoiceThread will just pause on this first slide, and then when I'm ready to record, I'll start from the beginning. If I have it play automatically and turn to the next slide after like 4 seconds, I might, when I hit record, I might be on slide 4, then I have to go back to the beginning to really start my presentation. So to leave a comment, just click on the comment button. You have 4 options here. You can type a comment, but you wouldn't do that when you're recording a presentation. You have a phone comment, so you can dial into the VoiceThread and leave an audio comment with your phone. But I don't want you to do that because you have only 3 minutes to do this, and after 3 minutes, VoiceThread will charge you a certain amount of money, and I'm not sure what that is. The 2 options that you should use, either one, is either the webcam option or the microphone option. So I'll just choose microphone here. So I'll click that. It's built in Flash, so I'll say that Flash can use my microphone. And now I'm recording my audio, and I'm going through my presentation, my part of the presentation, and I can run through this just as I would a PowerPoint. So I can go to the next slide. If I want to go back to a slide, I'll just either select it or hit the arrow here. An annotation tool comes up, so I could select a color, and I could draw on the slide. It eventually fades away after time, so the annotation doesn't stay active. I can keep going back and forth. That's interesting. It kept the annotation. It should delete that. Oh, okay, it deleted it once I hit this button there. So I can just deliver this like I would a PowerPoint presentation face to face, pretty much. When I'm done, I'll just hit stop recording, and it'll process, and I can save it. And then my saved comment is added to the VoiceThread on the top left. So there it is. If I want to play this back, I can play it back here, or I can click on my thumbnail.
I'll say that Flash can use my microphone, and now I'm recording my audio.
Playing back. So I just left a comment on my part of the presentation. So group member 2 would go to his or her part of the presentation, and start recording on their slides. Or if you all talk about the slides together, just at different times, student number 2 would record on the first slide as well and run through the presentation. So however you design your presentation, it's up to you. But that's how to record a comment in VoiceThread. The next thing is you want to share the presentation. So even if you skip this comment step, you can share the presentation, and you can find your course on this left column here. So I'm going to find Media Specialist. Did I miss it? I have a lot of courses that I'm tied to and that have I can't find it. So what I can do is search for it. I don't know why I couldn't find it there. Okay, there it is. I can select my course, and I have all the students that are registered for the course and that have activated their VoiceThread account. So if they are registered in the course, if you're not seeing a group member, but they're in the course, but you don't see them in VoiceThread, that means that they haven't clicked on the VoiceThread My Voice link yet. So they would have to do that and initiate their VoiceThread account in order for you to see them over here on the right column. But when you want to share a VoiceThread, the only thing you have to do is, again, select your course, and then let's say I want to share this VoiceThread with Joan. I want her to be able to see it, to comment on it, and to edit it. Same with Paul. I want Paul to see it, comment on it, and edit it. And they would be able to do that now. So when Joan goes to her VoiceThread My Voice link, she would be here and she could click on Shared with Me, and then that VoiceThread would show up for her. I can go back to Create now. Okay, so if I want to go back and edit this farther, I can hit Menu and then Edit. And there's my comment still, and I'm sharing with my two fellow peers in my group. Now, when we are all finished with leaving our comments, what we can do then is share to the course. So on the course, we can have the other students see it and comment on it. So let's say the last slide we have in our presentation is a place for other students that are in the course to comment on it. Then you would make sure that this comment balloon is opened up for the course. So that's all there is to it. Again, upload the presentation. You can leave a comment if you want, or you can skip this until after you share it. Under Share, you would find your course on the left menu, select it, and then share with your group so they can see it, comment, and edit it. And then eventually you want to share it with the course so they can see it and comment on it. And then when I selected those options were turned on with the other two students in the course. So now back in the course, if I click on this VoiceThread course view link now, this could be called something else. It could be called VoiceThread presentations or something like that. But if I click on this now, I should see that VoiceThread that is shared with the course. But there it is. I created one earlier, but here it is. So other students would click on this, and they would see the VoiceThread, and they would play it back, and maybe at the end of the presentation they would leave a comment on it. So that's all there is to it. Again, log into your mail, so mail.umn.edu. Go to your Google Drive account by clicking on this grid icon, then Google Drive. In Google Drive, under Create, you would create the presentation, and then you would share that. So if I open up my presentation, I would share that, with the other students in my course or in my group, and I would give them editing access. And as you can see here, Jay is now looking at this document, and he's on slide 2, and he is maybe editing his part. So that's pretty cool. You can edit documents, presentations in real time in Google Presentation. Next, when we're all done with the presentation, or the leader of the group would download the presentation as a PDF, and then in the course, they would the leader of the group again would find the VoiceThread My Voice link, click on that to access their VoiceThread account, and then they would upload the presentation. They would leave any comments, or they could skip this until they're ready, and then they would share with the other students in their group. And by doing that, they would find the course, just select it, and then click on the eyeball and the comment balloon and the pencil tool to edit. So that's all there is to that, and I hope you have a great experience in your course and your VoiceThread presentations. Thank you.